Bestop 4-door Trek Top NX is the topic today. We're going to install this and make sure we give all the secret hints and tricks on how to get it installed on your Jeep easily. And to do that, I've got some expert heavyweight advice from Rick Traeger. Rick is the engineer on this project. Thanks very much for coming in.
Sure.
While we were waiting for you, I put that out in the sun because I know that's important.
Oh yeah, it's real important to let the fabric soften up so that it doesn't get tight when you put it on. It gets a little looser and it's easier to work with.
Fabric needs to relax.
Direct sun's going to help out a lot more than just keeping it inside in a warm environment.
We got quite a bit of install guide here. So what do you think? It doesn't say this. It says 2 hours, moderately easy. You're supposed to wear safety glasses, which thankfully I do all the day long.
Yeah, 2 hours to make sure you have plenty of time to get everything on. And we do have some drill steps.
Probably 2 beers.
With the screw gun and 2 beers. That sounds about right.
Tools, Phillips screwdriver, 13mm wrench or socket, utility knife, not much.
Not much at all.
Pretty straightforward.
Pretty simple.
It says here that I'm supposed to more or less install the hardware first. Let's do that.
So the first step for putting up this top is going to be putting the door surrounds on.
Front one or back one?
We're going to start with the back one.
Back one. So you want a long knob and a short knob?
We need one long knob to start with.
Okay.
The rear door surround goes onto the vehicle, making sure that the C channel goes into the notch up by the sport bar. Set the bottom down, put it in, and then the knob goes in and screws into the molded insert.
I will put on the front one.
Long knob goes at the front. When you put the door rail on, you just want to make sure that the molded seals that come from the Jeep factory are pulled out of the way and everything's a nice smooth transition. You don't want them to be folded up underneath there because that gives the path for water to come into the Jeep. Next thing that's going to go on is the pivot bracket. That's going to be for the sunroof portion of the top. Fits up top here, and then we use the short knob through these holes to get everything held down.
That's going to be where the sunroof flips back.
That sure is.
Gotcha.
The next thing we're going to do is go ahead and put onto the what we call a cable bracket and the rear bow bracket. So we got to start by unzipping the sport bar cover so that we can expose where your screws are going to go in. Now Jeff was nice enough to remove one of these before we got started, but our cable bracket that's going to go onto the door, you use a knife to cut a small slit, slide that through, put this on using our 13mm wrench that's required.
So Rick, we've had Trek Tops on this before.
Yeah.
Which is why this was already cut.
That's correct.
These bolts that we're using to hold these brackets, these come with the Jeep.
Those are the OEM bolts, correct. When you go to put the rear one on, after you undo that bolt, you'll put this in position. Start by loosely tightening this down. When you do that, you'll be able to see where everything's going to fit so that you can get your knife out and you can cut that in order to make room for this to stick out when it's all done. Go in, you can see where it's got to go, make a small slit. 13mm wrench tightens everything down. Once you've got all the bolts on, just zip everything back up, it'll be good as new.
So here I am finishing up on the other side, exactly the same. And in truth, we did this days ago. What's next, sir?
Next thing we're going to go ahead and put in are the top arches. Now you should have 2 of them on the 4-door.
Why, I hate to say it, but it looks like we've got 3 of them.
One of them is going to go into the rear of the cover to support the rear window.
This is the one that goes over the tailgate.
That's correct. There's 2 of them with the painted metal feet that are going to go onto the soft top. They're going to be marked with part numbers and they're going to have a label that says front or rear. The other thing we're going to do is they're all shipped with this protective paper film on there. You can just peel that off. There's no adhesive residue that's going to be left behind. That can be thrown away when you're done. Put the top arch in by putting it into the hoop. And then if you push up in the middle, you'll be able to get everything to line up. And it goes right in. Tailgate clips, hook in the back, clips right in.
So, onto the deck, or the main piece of fabric.
That's right. If you're top was shipped without the side bows pre-installed, you want to go ahead and undo the fabric flap on each side. Save these screws to be reused in the next step.
So you're taking that off and you're going to put it right back on in a second.
That's right.
After you put this in.
That's correct.
I got you. Okay.
Yep, so we're going to put the side bow in. Now you'll notice the side bow has a pivot knuckle with a pull. That's going to go to the inside. Slide this in, line up the holes, then you'll use the Phillips screw in the installation instruction.
Gotcha.
To go ahead and start those screws. Don't forget, you have to turn it over and get the 2 screws on the other side. Turn it back and put the flap back that you took off in the first step using the screws that you had removed. Go through the metal flag and into the pre-drilled hole. Flip it over so you can put the ones in on top. After you finish joining the fabric to the header assembly here, you want to go ahead and put the seals that we ship in the small parts kit onto the leading edge of the header.
The seal's a little foam piece.
A little foam piece, one covers over the screws here, the other one on the leading edge.
Right. And we haven't got that because we're actually reinstalling this top.
Take your fabric over, put it on the hood of the Jeep.
What's the point?
So what we can do now is we'll take our header assembly, we'll fold it right up on top of the car, puts it in the position it's going to sit.
Gotcha.
Put your pivot knuckle right where the bracket goes so you can pull out on the knob, complete the install. Take the center bow, middle bow, put it into the fabric sleeve and slide it across. At this step, you can take the clip and secure the bow in the middle. Next step, move the middle bow up and into position. Rest of the fabric assembly and move it to the back.
So, are we hooking the springs up now?
Before we put the spring on, it helps to open up the sunroof.
Ah, okay.
Put the spring on, pull some tension, wrap under the bolt, through the bracket, clipping to the first hole. If it gets a little loose over time, you can move that to holes that are further away. Puts more tension on the top.
I'm not even reading the install sheet, but I'm guessing this is next.
Yeah, that's right. The rear bow has a small arch in it. Slides into the sleeve at the rear of the deck.
Okay.
Now you have to start by putting one side through the hoop on the bracket we have already installed.
And then push it through and bring it back this way.
That's right, push it through. Then install the other side. After you get the bow under the bracket, a little plastic clip tucks right in place to keep it secure. If you need to remove this for any reason, just a little object under there and it'll pry right out. You thread the straps onto the buckles, clip them into the holes in the sport bar, and then tighten it up. Close the sunroof, and then go ahead and open the latch and set the hook. Don't close it yet.
So you need to make sure you open this latch all the way up.
All the way up to get the most travel.
So how important is it to do this before you try and put the windows in?
This is going to be real important before you put the windows in.
So Rick, at this point, we pretty much have the Safari top all ready.
It'll work just like a bikini at this point. Now we're going to put in the rear window. At the top is a plastic retainer that matches to one on the rear. If you start at the very end and you just do a little click, then you can slide the whole piece across.
So Rick, that click that we just heard, essential. So that's what keeps it, when people try and slide this across, it pops loose and stuff.
That's right. If you do it that way at the end, you'll know you have it engaged right so that you can slide it in and it stays secure.
Because you've got it engaged, it'll just slide right through. Okay?
Kind of center that up and then go get your quarter window.
I will tell you, I know this from the customer service people on the internet. A lot of people are concerned at this point because this window looks too small.
Yeah, well that's the feature with the Trek Top is there's one quarter panel that forms the whole side of the car. So it's gonna look like it's too small, but it's not.
Okay. So right there, that's about the right spot, and we just let that sit for a second.
Next thing you wanna do, get your side window. Zipper's gonna attach right up here at the front, but you only wanna do about 2 inches. Next step, go ahead and start the rear window zipper. Same thing, you want to do about 2 inches. That helps get everything in the right position to be able to finish the window. Next step is to install the retainer. The key here is to make sure that you get it rolled inside the channel on the door rail. Tuck the retainers under the belt rail on the Jeep to secure the window from top to bottom.
So I know tailgate bar is next. I've put these in dozens of times, and about 50% of the time I think I try and do it upside down. All right, all yours.
Well, there you go. Nice try, Jeff. You center the tailgate bar in the opening and you roll it into the clips.
We now have this top installed, everything except for getting the zippers all the way closed. And normally we almost gloss over that last finishing step, but I know on the Trek Top NX that we've gotten some concern with people that have trouble getting this last little bit with the zipper. Got any tricks for how to do that?
First thing you want to do is make sure you haven't closed the zipper on the side all the way yet, and if this header latch hasn't been done, you'll have a little bit more.
So this is why you said it was so important to only
You bet.
hook the latches instead
That's right.
of clamp them all the way down.
So when you zip these down, they just come right into place.
Okay. Now, in fairness,
If you let the windows heat up in the sun too, that'll help out with
Right.
some of the tension.
this is when we should probably admit to people watching that this was already installed at one point.
Yeah.
So a brand new one out of the box, it's a little bit harder to get this closed the very first time.
Yeah, the first ones that go on are going to be tight. They
Trek
have-
Top NXs are designed to fit tightly over the vehicle.
Absolutely.
So what I would have heard is a couple suggestions if you have some trouble with this last little bit here, in addition to what you just said. And I'm going to throw these out there and you tell me if I'm absolutely off base. One is don't beat yourself up if you can't get it. Let it sit here for a little while. The fabric keeps relaxing. If the vehicle's out in the sun, it's even better. So just go inside, watch the episode of The Walking Dead, and come back out.
That'll help out, sure.
And then I've even heard people say that if you drive it around for a little while, unzip it, not completely zipped.
If you have the top on as far as you can get it, you park it out in the sun, or if it's a real cold day outside, you leave it outside, you start the car and run the heater for a little
the
bit.
inside of it, right? Sure.
That'll heat everything up and it'll let you go ahead and close the zippers a little bit easier.
Okay. So really it's all about heat, sunshine being the best option, and then just the fabric, giving the fabric time to relax.
That's right.
What do you think about people grabbing this with a pair of like vice grips and yanking it down?
I don't recommend it. I think patience and one of them extra beers probably help out.
Okay, so we're gonna be able to zip this up nicely. And I would point out that after it's been installed the second time, it's far, far easier.
Much easier. You've got a few retainers that you can clip in here to hold everything down nice and secure.
And then just some Velcro.
Finish the Velcro at the back and the last zipper at the top. Go to the front and close the windshield latch. Thanks for joining us for the installation of the Trek Top NX. Just remember, keep those latches loose until the very end when you're putting it on. Take your time with the rear windows. They will fit. Just make sure everything gets warm and be patient when you're zipping everything down. Always follow the instruction steps on the install guide. If you have any questions, give us a call. We're happy to help.
Introducing the Trek Top NX Glide, the newest addition to the Trek Top family from Bestop, the #1 selling Jeep Wrangler soft top manufacturer worldwide. Trek Top NX Glide brings a whole new level of versatility and convenience to the aggressive fastback design of the Trek Top NX. Easily and quickly flip back the Sunrider feature for convenient open-air driving. Rear windows slide out effortlessly thanks to Bestop's zipperless technology. Trek Top NX Glide allows you to cruise in bikini mode or fold the entire top down faster than any other soft top on the market. Available in black vinyl or premium twill fabric. Designed and manufactured with pride in North America. Enjoy the outdoors in the ultimate convertible experience with the Trek Top NX Glide.